Alrighty, today I'm popping over to a house on Berkshire Road in Cleveland Heights. And I'll take you guys along because it's an awesome neighborhood and such a cool street. It's one of those streets that, you know, when people think of Cleveland Heights, or if you're looking for, you know, kind of that classic Cleveland Heights charm and architecture on a tree-lined street, you know, with great walkability, like this is one of the best. So come along. So today, which is February 17th, 2026, it is 52 degrees out and sunny. So just absolutely beauty of a day. So it's a good day to ride through the neighborhood and really highlight the heights. You know, as we head over to Berkshire, we'll talk a little bit about this when we get on the street, but similar to a lot of neighborhoods in Cleveland Heights and in streets, you know, the neighborhood and the pocket where you are the price points can really fluctuate. And so like Berkshire, for example, is a street that runs through a good chunk of Cleveland Heights. So it goes all the way from Goodnor in Cleveland Heights, which is over near Kane Park, all the way down to Euclid Heights Boulevard. So the pocket that we're going to be going to look at this house in at is between Coventry Road, Cedar Road, and Euclid Heights Boulevard. So it's kind of in that smaller chunk. And you know, when you look at price points and recent sales and sales last year, kind of the closer you get to the pocket that we're in, you'll see prices go up a little bit and the homes get a little bit bigger. And then the closer you get to Lee Road, in some cases, you know, you'll see those price points come down a little bit. So just, you know, to reiterate that it really, like the neighborhoods and the price points are very unique and diverse, and so it's important that you kind of understand each pocket when you're out here looking at homes. So as we get out here, this is the house behind me that's for sale. And I'll tell you what you don't want at a listing is a massive, like, wasp's nest. Look at that thing right outside the listing. That ain't it. So as we walk down, I mean, like I said, in terms of walkability and location, this is one of the most popular, mainly because you're within walking distance to Cedar Fairmount District, which has restaurants, grocery, coffee, and then just back behind me is Coventry, so you can get to Coventry Village super easily, which has a lot of the same, you know, restaurants and shops and those type of things, playground close by, which is the architecture too. I mean, you get these awesome classic colonials, a lot of homes, you know, mostly on this street are built in the 1920s, 1930s. So you've got older colonials, you know, with slate roofs, a good mix of brick, and there's a couple stucco style homes on the street. And a lot of these buyers here are, you know, oftentimes buying homes that they need some renovations on. So maybe they need to do a kitchen, they need to do a bath. And so these aren't like stunning new builds, you know, they're homes with a ton of character that people buy and they do work to over time usually, you know. The ones that are at the higher price points, like last year the highest sale on the street was $655. Some of those are way more updated than others. For the most part, people are buying homes that somebody has probably owned for 25 or 30 years and lived in, and they're finally selling it, and then the new owner's coming in and kind of doing some renovations and those type of things. So as I walk down towards Cedar Fairmount, so I'm going from Coventry Road kind of towards the Cedar Fairmount area. I mean, this house behind me is one of my favorites on the street. Massive stone house with the slate roof, big slate tiles, and so a handful of those type of homes on this street, which is so cool. Just a ton of character, and the street it's a very wide street, so it's wide, it's tree lined, but with some of these trees, so you'll see like a tree in the front of that house. What's popular in Cleveland Heights when it comes to buyers doing their inspections or sewer scopes, and I always have started recommending those to clients, especially if there's a lot of trees on the property that they're looking at, just because you get tree roots that kind of grow into the sewer lines and back up water and all this type of things. So something to think about when you are going through the inspection process in an older house. What I like most about this street too is a lot of these houses sit back away from the street, so they've got a deeper front yard and a tree-lined property, and it's common to see a nice deep front porch on some of these houses, which is great. And then inside, like I touched on before, I mean, they're just packed with character. They got a lot of original hardwood floors, and built-ins throughout, and sometimes they have that like leaded glass windows, and so just like those little tiny details are really cool to see. Not only are you close to Cedar Fairmount and Coventry, but you're a short drive, and you could even walk down to Little Italy or University Circle, and it's a short, quick drive to downtown Cleveland as well. So, I mean, it's a great central little area and pocket here in Cleveland Heights. And then as far as, kind of the vibe of the street, it's, I mean, almost 100%, you might have one or two that aren't, but owner-occupant houses. And so you've got families or young professionals. Since I've been walking, the school bus has dropped a couple kids off. You've got bikes and toys in the driveway. So that's kind of it's a very family feel, family vibe to the house as well. Another cool one behind me. So for me, as I hop back in the car here, the biggest highlights for this neighborhood are the location. So the location is awesome, walkability, just proximity to so many different things. And then also the architecture and the type of home on the street. So especially this pocket, bigger homes, 4+ bedrooms, and just no house is the same. So they're super unique, and they're just packed with a ton of great character. So highly recommend, if you see a house pop up on Berkshire, to go check it out. It's a really cool neighborhood. I'm going to drive through and just kind of show you the street again as a whole, and then we'll pop down Coventry Road to show you how close you are there, and we'll kind of come up Cedar Fairmount as well, just to give you kind of a snapshot of how close everything is. Back to talking about the prices, the home prices on Berkshire. So last year, 2025, the average sale price for all the homes sold on Berkshire was about $370,000. There's 11 homes that sold, and that price range anywhere from $135 on the low end all the way up to $655. It was the most expensive sale on Berkshire last year. And remember, that's a long street, so it starts all the way on Goodnor and goes all the way down to Euclid Heights Boulevard. Now, the homes that were higher in price point. So anything 350 or above sold considerably quicker, so in just about 2 weeks on average, and for more money, obviously, with the list price, but they sold for a higher percentage above the original list price. So that leads me to believe and know, just through being a part of the market, that those homes were a lot more competitive. And those homes are usually located in that kind of pocket that we were just walking around right now. So the higher the price point, the more competitive it was, and we usually see those price points go up as the homes get a little bit bigger, as we stay within that pocket of Coventry, Cedar, and Euclid Heights. There were some 400 plus sales, that kind of extended outside of that, and so these are just averages, but that gives you a good idea of what prices are like.